Enter the website of Llewod. You can either create a new account or log in with existing credentials. In our case, we will create an account and then log in with this new account. So now we can return to the main page and then just log in with the just created account. And here, once we are in the application, you can see that buyers and sellers are clearly separated from each other. You can either act as a buyer and buy products, or add items to the watch list, or see your recommendations, or you can sell products. In with the account we just created. So now let's create our first auction. To create the auction, we just click on the Sell Products button and create a new auction. Here you can just add a description like Harry Potter picture. You can select a category, then select a minimum bid, the currency, and then here automatically it provides you with the start time, which you can change, as well as the end time, which you can also change, but just leave it like that. And we will add a reserve price. So we want 100 at least. Then we save this auction, and here you can see the auction. And we have an additional feature in our auction system. When you click on My Auctions, you can see all the auctions you won, sold, and which you are currently selling. So just click on the Selling button, and here you can see the auction we just created. We just created an auction with the account we created. We now logged in with another account. So now let's try to search for the auction that we just created. Art and Harry Potter picture. So as you can see here, we can find the product that we just added with the other account. If we find more items, for example, all products associated with the category fashion, we can also rearrange them. For example, here you see that here, as a short remark, you can see that you can't bid on your own product, the remover suitcase. Yeah, that it's sorted by the height of the bid, or we can also sort them by the auction end, as well as by the product name. So now let's search for a digital radio and bid on it. Let's bid, let's say 200, and place the bid. Okay, so now that the auction is over, the digital radio should not appear in the search results anymore. So let's try that out. Let's search for electronics radio, digital radio, search for it. It's loading. And indeed, it doesn't find any results. So now let's figure out if we won the auction. To figure it out, let's go to the profile page. It's loading. And indeed, we won the auction at a price of 200. So please contact Julian-Ferdinand, the seller. Apart from the notification that the buyer received within the app, he also received an email that confirms that he won the auction. So here you can see the confirmation. Not only the buyer received the confirmation, but also the seller. So let's now log in as the seller. And yeah, if we click on sold, you can see that we sold the digital radio for 200. Yeah, and you can also see that we received a notification that was sent by email, which can be accessed through the profile page. Okay, so now let's demonstrate the watch list. So you can just add some items and you see that you're watching them. We could also bid on one, for example, let's say 3,000 for the mobile phone. And now let's go to the watch list, and you can see the mobile phone, with the bidder Hans McDonald, which is me, winning currently, but you can also see some other auctions where I'm losing. So now, or you can also remove some of them if you wanted. So now let's log out and log in as another user and search for the mobile phone. This is basically also watched by this user. Let's bid on it. Let's say 4,000. Place the bid, log out, and then go back to the previous user and see the watch list, where we can see now that we are losing this bid. You've heard the email, so now let's have a look at it. Here exactly you've been outbid with a new bid of 4,000. So for example, the user with the email address millicent10@gmail.com can click on recommendations, and here you go. Here you see 5 different recommendations based on collaborative filtering. Okay, during the development of Joule, similar to other web applications, we had to test the application of some data, and instead of adding new rows to our tables, and in order to avoid changing certain features when we decided to alter our database, we decided to automate the whole process. And of course we could have done it with PHP, but instead of this we decided to learn something new, and we created a couple of stored procedures with the aim of populating the database, which can be seen here in the following, but also in the report, of course.